What's up, guys? Stas here. So I want to run over Golden Nugget Online Gaming's most recent earnings report, and we're going to run through this entire presentation that came out yesterday. It's not too long, so don't worry. We're not going to be here all day, but I do want to run over some key numbers and what I'm personally excited about with this company. So let's just get right into it. What we have right here, again, is the presentation for Q4, and we also get some numbers from 2020 and previous years so we can see the growth of the business and the future growth that's expected, right? So we can see here in 2020, they delivered $91 million in net revenue and about $29 million in adjusted EBITDA. That was for full year 2020. And for Q4, they did about $23 million in revenue versus the $22.3 million estimated. And what I'm very happy about is the fact that they're raising their full year 2021 revenue. They're actually guiding up between $130 million to $145 million. That is a 51% increase versus 2020. And market access agreements are growing. We'll get into that later in this video. They're growing from 6 to 10 states, covering 26% of the U.S. population. So let's quickly look at some of these numbers, and you can see the growth numbers year over year. You can see 2020 performance when it comes to Q4 2020 revenues. Like I said, $23 million in 2020 Q4, and in Q4 2019 they did about $15.6 million in revenue. So you guys can see the jump up year over year. And when it comes to full year 20, you can see the revenue compared to full year 19. They did $55 million in 2019 revenue, and in 2020 they did $91 million. So that's nice growth there. And you can see the EBITDA numbers right here, which we're not going to dive too deep into right now, because I do want to show you all what are in these next couple of slides. And these slides, let me tell you guys, they're pretty exciting, at least to me. So take a look. 49% compounded annual growth rate when it comes to the revenue from 2016 to 2020. This company's growing 50% pretty much year over year for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and I'm very, very impressed with that. And you guys can see the adjusted EBITDA growth down here, which is pretty good as well over the years. But I'm looking at this revenue and I'm like, this company is growing like a weed. From $18 million in 2016, they just did $90 million in 2020, and like I said, they're projecting upwards of $145 million in revenue for 2021. So when you're looking from 2016 to 2021, they go from $18 million to maybe $145 million in revenue in 1 year, right? That is pretty good when it comes to revenue growth. So I'm super excited about that for GNOG. And full transparency, guys, I might as well say this now. I was going to say it later in the video, but I bought some GNOG today. And you guys on Patreon know that. You get all my buy and sell alerts, real time, stocks I'm watching, all that good stuff. But yeah, I bought some GNOG today at $15.15, and I'm excited about this. And this is not a swing trade. It's a long-term, more growth-oriented position on this this massive market that's growing, which is the online gaming market, sports betting, and they're focusing a lot more on online gaming, iGaming. So I'm really excited about this. And you guys can see here player acquisition and retention expertise, new and returning active depositors. This gold bar is returning active depositors, and the gray bar, or the gray color, is the new active depositors. And you can see how that is growing very, very nicely over time. And payers acquisition and retention combined to 30,000 plus active depositors in 2020. That is up about 48% year over year. And this is also a big metric right here, the average revenue per user. And this is good. Look at this. This is growing a lot. GNOG iGaming players are 32% more valuable on a monthly basis compared to 2016. Look at this. Average revenue per user in 2016 was $480. Now in 2020, it is 633, and that grew 32% over the past couple of years. And just from 2020, from 2019 to 2020 alone, it's grown 12%. And that jump is probably because of the CV, people staying in more. You know how that goes. People are bored. They want to gamble. They want to get into the stock market too, which is why we've seen such a surge up in the markets and new investors out there. People have more time on their hands. So it makes sense that the average revenue per user jumped year over year here on GNOG. That does not surprise me whatsoever. And if we look a little bit further down here, let me show you what I am looking at. Take a look at the high and steadily increasing lifetime value of these customers, right? So they're not just hopping on a golden nugget. Sure, there are some people that hop on a GNOG and they use it for a little bit, then they jump off. But they have a lot of customers that are loyal. They stay on this. They stay using the product, and they're spending more over time on average, right? The average lifetime value is $2,200, so about $2,000 in year one, roughly $7,700, about $8,000 in year 5, and about $11,000 in year 7. So that is incredible growth there. You guys can pause this and look at this chart more in depth for yourselves. I'm very impressed with that. And highly loyal and valuable player base. This was one that I was super happy about looking at. 50% plus of 2020 gross gaming revenue from cohorts acquired before 2019. So what that pretty much means is a cohort is defined as any player who made a deposit and placed a wager in a given year. So 50% of those people, cohorts, they were acquired before 2019. So they already had a pretty big customer base, but of course a lot more people came on in 2020, again because of the CV, staying at home and all that stuff. But looking at this, I mean, a lot of people from 2014, that were acquired years ago, they're still producing revenue for the company today. So that's another good piece of information that I took, and I was like, wow, I'm going to invest in this company because I like how people are loyal to it, the service, right? They use it, and they're not just hopping off 30 minutes later, a year later, and going somewhere else. There's a lot of retention. I mean, people are staying using Golden Nugget Online Gaming, which I'm super, again, excited about. And iGaming expected to account for 40% roughly of New Jersey land-based gross gaming revenue post-pandemic. And like I said, look, the pandemic has accelerated online gaming growth. That is no doubt about it. I mean, look at the surge here, and it's supposed to level off a little bit, but still, it's a ton of growth as of late. And I mean, guys, this company is growing, it's expanding, and I want to get into the states here. You guys can see iGaming, a larger vertical than online sports betting. So like I said, they're focusing a little bit more on online gaming, iGaming, as opposed to sports betting, although they're looking at both, obviously. And New Jersey gross GGR, we'll just use GGR, and that stands for gross gaming revenue, and that is compared. Well, this chart pretty much shows the iGaming GGR versus online sports GGR, and like I said, there's it's a bigger projected market. So and they're looking to make more money from iGaming as opposed to online sports. So that's pretty cool, and you can see that compared between the three states: New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Michigan when it comes to casino versus sports. And if we go down a little bit more here, the U.S. iGaming market potential, it's looking to be about $30 to about $37 billion. And when is this? The next couple of years? Does it specify here? Based on the last 12, well, I guess that's it right now. $37 billion based on the last 12 months. New Jersey online casino revenues and adjusted for New Jersey. Okay. So yeah, big market they're getting after. And like I mentioned in yesterday's GNOG video, this company is about $1 billion. It is not a big company whatsoever, and they're ramping up very quickly. So looking at the states here, they're live in Michigan, they're live in New Jersey, and a lot of these other states are pending, right? We have Virginia, and listen, guys, the way this works is there's a lot of regulation, licensing. You have to have a physical casino location to partner with, and then that state or the city gets a cut of the gaming revenue that you produce. So there's a lot that goes into doing this, right? GNOG doesn't just go to, let's say, California, they set up shop, and then they just start making money. No, they have to obviously have connections. They have to link up with a casino, an organization, and then they do it like that. Then they offer the service through that. I mean, if you guys see this, let me pull up this article. You guys can see back in November, GNOG announced that it has entered into a definitive agreement with Danville Development, LLC, for market access to the state of Illinois. And that's pretty much how you do it. You partner up with a city, a company, right? And now GNOG has market access for 20 years for, the state of Illinois, and they have to pay Danville Development a percentage of its online net gaming revenue. So that's pretty much how it works. And over the next couple years, I expect them to get access to many more states. And once they're live and running in Virginia, in New York, in Illinois, in PA, once they're all in these, states, these markets, these numbers, the revenue, it's going to explode. The growth is going to go crazy. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't want to dive too deep into this and bore you guys. We're already over 10 minutes in, and you guys can check this out on your own. Just go to GNOG Investor Relations and look up all of these numbers. You can dive deeper into the financials. You can see, okay, they made $23 million in revenue. How much cash does this company have? How much are they losing? Okay, they lost about $34 million. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that correct? Yeah, they lost about $34 million, but they are growing very, very quickly. They're investing in their business, and that is what we're seeing right now. So what do you guys think? And again, full transparency, I opened a position today on or in Golden Nugget Online Gaming at about $15, and I do plan on adding more to this as it goes down lower. As of now, it's actually in the $14 level, so I might buy more in 14. If it goes to 13, 12, I'll add more. And this is a long-term position that it's a bit more speculative, but then again, it's not as speculative as others. But it's more of a gamble play. High growth, high potential. So yeah, we're going to wrap the video up there. Make sure to go down below, hit the like button, subscribe if you guys found value. Make sure to also get $30 free from M1 Finance. All you have to do is use my link, open up an account, deposit any amount of money, and we each get $30 free to invest with. You could also get 2 stocks from WeBull. Those are valued up to $1,600. You can use my link, deposit $100 on WeBull, and we each get 2 stocks. And if you guys want more access to me throughout the day, real-time buy and sell alerts, morning update videos, call-outs, check out my Patreon. I'm super active on there. That is linked right down below. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, keep crushing the markets, guys. Stay safe out there. And, yeah, I'll see you all later.